Hi, I'm Jack Springman and I would like to talk to you about a simple computer game I have come up with to help business people understand the opportunities presented by digital transformation. As a bit of context, the Harvard Business Review Analytics Services team surveyed 436 business leaders for a report on driving digital transformation. And one of the things they say in that report, there's been a lot of attention among technology analysts and the trade media on shifts in IT spending, with budgets moving out of IT into other functional areas, particularly marketing. This research confirms those trends and also brings to light some cause for concern. More than 2/5 of respondents, 41%, said that IT spending outside the IT organisation has grown over the past 2 years. So why is that the case? Well, one of the interesting subplots created by the latest wave of digital developments is the transfer and ownership of digital technology solutions from the IT function to business teams. The same report stated that digital acumen is essential for business leaders in today's hyper-competitive technology-enabled world, but most companies lack the knowledge and skills needed to succeed in the digital aspects of their business. Business ownership of IT solutions has been common in some parts of the IT landscape for some time. For example, reporting and analytics solutions are typically controlled and managed by the functions using them. And one of the drivers of growth in non-IT owned IT spend is the increasing share of investment that data and analytics are receiving. Another driver is the increasing use of cloud-based solutions that can be deployed by business teams without any need for IT-controlled infrastructure or indeed any involvement from IT at all. There are obvious benefits from IT solutions being more closely aligned to business objectives and more responsive to changes that business teams want to make, but business ownership also creates organisational challenges. One is around governance, and a lot can be learned about what works and what doesn't work from the history of functional ownership of data and reporting solutions. And another, as highlighted by the report, is the lack of digital knowledge and acumen that business teams have. This is what I'm seeking to address with the digital transformation game. It is basically an engagement tool masquerading as an idea generation tool. It is a bit like a slot machine. There are 4 carousels which can be started and stopped with a button and used to generate random combinations which can then be used to stimulate ideas. Maybe you wouldn't seriously use it for that, but pretending to do so helps forge a way of thinking that increases understanding and therefore the chances of success when deploying digital solutions.
So, as mentioned in the previous section, it's a slot machine type of game. As you can see, there are 4 carousels, and I'll explain what they are in a second. And you can start and stop each one with a button on the left. And if you want to preset one particular value, then you can nudge it around using button on the right. So the 4 carousels are a technology one at the top. At the bottom is the shareholder value, and then above that you've got the other stakeholders that you'd have in the organization, and then the green carousel is the benefit that you can create for those particular stakeholders in such a way that you then create the shareholder benefit at the bottom. So what you're looking to do is you're looking to get random combinations to stimulate ideas, and what you have in this particular case is how could you use mobile and wearables to create indirect savings for colleagues. So that would be indirect savings would be, for example, travel savings or rent savings or mortgage savings by allowing them to live in more remote conditions in such a way that you can get a cost reduction so that you basically have to pay less in salaries. So that's how that would work in this particular situation. And the principle behind it is that you are looking to think about how you can use a technology to create value for a particular stakeholder group in such a way as you create value for shareholders. It's something that I've written about quite a lot, and you can find various articles on my website, www.jackspringman.com. We'll give it a go and see what we come up with. There are over 1,500 different combinations that you can get from these different elements, And there are going to be some duff ones, but as mentioned, this is both about structured idea generation, but it's also about education. It's also about engaging with business people who haven't worked with technology before, to give them a framework for how to think about what they should be doing to deploy it successfully. So let's give it a go and see what we come up with. Okay, so then let's just run our way down and stop that and stop this one. And so how can we use mobile and wearables to provide choice and flexibility to suppliers such that we can get a capital reduction? This you can see that this can come up with ideas because you've got suppliers and you've got capital reduction. So you're immediately thinking about how can we reduce working capital, and what can we do to use allow suppliers to have access to a mobile platform that we may have created that gives them a certain choice and flexibility, maybe as to where they are and how they can access it. So where and when they can access it gives them the flexibility, such that they will then supply on a more just-in-time basis, such that we actually don't have to hold as much capital. So that one actually works quite well. Anyway,
as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, there are two purposes to this particular game. Firstly, it's a structured idea generation tool, but more importantly, it's an example of gamification with the aim of engaging with business leadership teams and providing them with a way of thinking about how they can deploy new digital technologies to increase the chances of success. If you'd like to know more, please get in contact